Hello and welcome to PietsBeats.com. I need you to smash that like button. Today we're going to do something different, and I want to thank PietsBeats. If I'm saying that correctly, I'm probably saying it wrong, but he literally spilled all of the sauce on Ambient beats, and holy cow. After I saw the video, I immediately went to his website and I bought all his bundled kits. Okay, so I highly recommend you guys support his business. Go follow him on Instagram, YouTube, and this is the video that was super fire called How to Make Ambient Soundscapes and Beats in 2026. He spills the absolute sauce. So here's the problem I used to have with ambient. I would always get in the ballpark of like something that's padsy and very big sounding, but it didn't have that feeling of ambient. So it's like I was doing stuff kind of right, but it wasn't 100% right. So I want to, revisit this with this new knowledge. So again, thank you, PietsBeats. If I'm saying that wrong, sorry, but man, I'm just so pumped, guys. I shared it to my Discord and everything, this video. All right, so let's start off with a sound. Okay, let's open up Toxic Biohazard. This is my favorite tool in FL Studio. Let's go to default. We're going to go to default. Now the magic though is not in this plugin, but we need a sound to start with. So I'll just show you guys how to create a very soft padsy sound just off the bat. Now, as we're doing this, we want to go to the top left quadrant here where it says modulate 1 by 1 and sit somewhere around 20. There's no like magical number, just sit these around 20. So this top left quadrant, we're going to modulate 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 2, 1 to 1, 2 to 1. Okay. And we're going to activate operator 2, and then turn the mix level up. And I like to pan 1 to the left, 1 to the right. So it creates a nice wide sound. So we're already in a very smooth sound. Okay, now we're gonna hit Control L to send this to the mixer, and here is the magical plugin that I never would have thought of. Fruity Convolver. Now you guys know I load up Spring Reverbs and Fruity Convolver using the load sample button, and I load up the Spring Reverbs all the time. Who would have thought to go to the presets, go to blur, and go to blur white? I would have never thought to do that. So thank you again, PietsBeats. If I'm saying your name correctly, forgive me. So now we're going to run the sound through, and this is the magical. Listen to how it just pushes the sound just into a complete stereo field unto its own. All right, so we're going to produce in that plugin, but before we do the plugin, we want to hear the music. So let's right click, let's tap out a tempo. Somewhere around, I don't even know the tempo for ambient. I don't know, let's just do 130. I doubt there's like a set template for the tempo. For the key, let's just do C# minor, and you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. So I'm going to do my typical chords here. Let's wrap up the chords here. All right, so the musicality is very deep. Now, again, you guys can write in any scale, any key. The magic is not just the music, because the music gets blurred. So people aren't hearing all these microscopic little changes. So the magic is not necessarily in the musicality. However, your music needs to match the bass that we're about to create. So the reason I'm producing without the reverb is because I want to hear what it sounds like as we're playing in real time, so the bass lines up right. Now, to create a respace, there's many ways we can do this. Sorry, I was storming outside. Let's go to Toxic Biohazard. Let's go to default and let's load this up. Now, normally I would just use a sawtooth and serum and call it a day, But let's try to create, you know, Reese style bass inside of Toxic Biohazard. The same concept here. We're just going to push these quadrants a little more than 20, maybe like 25 at the max. Turn on operator 2 here. And let's turn the levels up. Normally with the bass, I keep it centered. I don't pan it out. It just depends on what kind of Reese you're trying to make. And let's do here, let's go to monophonic so it doesn't overlap notes. And let's go to the settings tool, the wrench tool, turn on monophonic with the slide on. And then I normally transpose from here, but I've noticed FL Studio has been transposing incorrectly lately. So I'm going to go to the wrench tool and right click on C6 so it drops the octave down. So that's a for sure way to transpose if your plugin interface isn't working. All right, so all I'm going to do is, I guess the short answer here, let me just not even waste time re-recording that. We're going to take all the bottom notes here and the chords and, you know, all the movements here. Let me see here. I guess we don't need anything there. And we're going to copy and paste this into the bass layer. So this is the magic of, you know, understanding music theory. Once you build the chords, everything else is pretty much just a variation off the chords for the most part. All right, let's go to a different pattern, new pattern, and let's right click, go to piano roll, and we have to paste. Anytime we cut from the piano roll, we have to paste into the piano roll. Anytime we cut from the channel rack, we have to paste into the channel rack. So depending on where you guys cut and paste your MIDI, you have to do it, you know, that way. Okay, so here's the bass. So let's start labeling stuff. We have the contrast. Okay, and I bought his kit, so we're gonna be using his kits today because I just trust anybody who gives me pure information and it works and it's the absolute information. I immediately went to support his kit. So I highly recommend you guys go buy his kits. I bought the bundle. It's only like 50 bucks or something like that. Okay. So I'm just showing you guys, I actually support his vision here. So let's go back to where we at here. Now put him in an ambient folder because I'm still learning this genre. So I don't know everything about everything. One thing he did in his full tutorial, he went through how to do vocals and he used Serum 2, so I might have to pull up Serum 2 for that part. Now a top line, let me think what we could do for a top line. I don't know if Ambient has fast moving things, so let's try this as an experiment. Let's right click and clone the chords, hit Control L so it's its own thing. Now I'm going to show you guys a process from 9 Angyal. Again, I'm probably saying that super wrong, so I'm not trying to offend people. So we're going to go to Snap to Grid, 1/2 beat, hit Control Q just to make sure everything's quantized. Then we're going to hit Alt A. That's going to arpeggiate the notes, and then we're going to hit Alt R. And this is the technique we used to do for velocity to humanize before they added the humanize feature in the piano roll. So we turn off pattern mode. That's the first step. And we used to mess with the velocity. I never thought to mess with the panning. Okay, so it's randomized panning and it's bipolar, meaning it pans left and right. So we should get a rapid moving arpeggio. The only thing about Ambient is I don't think it has rapid moving stuff, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure how that will work inside of something like Fruity Convolver, but we're gonna add it in. Okay. Also, I need to go in and fill in some of the missing notes for the bass. Something I'm gonna do F sharp. All right, so I'm gonna do a little tweaking to the sound. We're gonna add operator 3 in here. We're gonna give it a tone. Computer's so loud behind me. All right, then we're gonna turn on operator 3 and give it a tune that's not like 12 semitones, something in between. It's gonna distort it. Actually, let's not give it a level. Let's just let it modulate. So it's adding like a sound to it, a little grit sound. Let's also try a higher octave just to see. I don't want to make this too high of an octave though. Just don't want it to sound too plasticky. So we're gonna go back to the envelope and right click on the root notes to transpose. See, it's just too high. I just like it where it was. All right, now start adding the sauce Fruity Convolver. Let's see what the ARP sounds like through the Convolver. You don't hear the movement, that's why I didn't really... Let's see what happens if we transpose the octave. Let's hit Control up. Now we have an audible difference. So it does sound nice going through the convolver. All right, now let's go back to the Reese, and we need to make it a little more bitey. It's a little too subtle. Something happened here with the convolver. I think the tail is very long, so it's holding chords. So this is one of the things about being too musical with the genre. I feel like you're supposed to hold chords longer than normal, so that the tail of the reverb doesn't keep trailing with old chord information and it overlaps the newer chords and it sounds dissonant. So if that's bothersome, I'll just kind of dumb down the chords. All right, it's hard to hear the bass, so we need to make sure this bass cuts through. Let's also add some unison to the bass. This is going to create the Reesiness of it because we're detuning multiple voices now. See how we get the doo sound. We gotta be careful not to make it too bright. I feel like the ARP needs to be its own thing. I don't want it to run through the filter because the reverb, because it doesn't have that ear gripping sound to it. Let's just keep it this digital type sound. Let's make it a little more digital by adding some modulation from 4 up an octave and giving it a small decay curvature. We're kind of just in advanced sound design world here for beginners. Don't think you have to do all this stuff. It's giving it a transient curve to it. I don't understand toxic biohazard. What I'm going to do though is set the velocity. I think it's a velocity thing. So let me set the velocity to where it's even all the way across, because I think it's giving us different harmonics based on the velocity, and it's hard to judge the tone of it when it's constantly moving around. So we have a pretty subtle Reese, a little too bubbly really. It's a little deep as well, so let's pull it up an octave. That's where we lose that. No, it's too high. See if we go down one more. That's almost too low right here. Let's pull this one up. So respaces in toxic biohazard, not the easiest thing. Like some notes just don't make sense either. So we'll come back to the respace. All right, so I don't want to overkill anything. Now let's get some drums in here before I start focusing too heavy on the bass. Let's go to his kit. Let's go to claps. So I like that short clap. We're going to combine it with a longer clap. 1, 2. So we're going to put the clap on the 3 and the 7 count of the metronome. So turn the metronome on and just count 1, 2, 3. Where's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually gonna put it on the 3. 1, 2. Leave some space. So we're doing like a Bryson Tiller trap soul type spacing. Just putting it on the 3, not the 3 and the 7. So now we just need a little more clarity. The bass is a little too tucked down. Some more harmonics in here. Another way, instead of modulation, there's a drive knob up here. This can also add a little bit of a cut through without. So the tricky part is like saturating the Reese just enough to where it's not overkill. Let's also detune the Reese a little bit more. I might do the Reese by hand because I feel like the bass just doesn't have the right movement. This needs more movement. Treating this almost like an R&B song. All right, so now let's add some percussion. 1 2 do 1 2 do 1 2 do. This is turning into an R&B joint. Let's add these little. So I like these like Foley sounds and not like. Well, we gotta add this sound. 1 doom doom 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1. Wait, 1 doop doop. This give me that like DC bounce, DC music. We need like some kind of ending percussion to end that doom doom sound. Doom doom da 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 1 2 2 1 2 1 2 da 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 da. Here we go. 1 2 3. We just need like something to end a little doom doom 1 2 1 2 1 2 da da da. All right, it's got to make this faster though. This little laser. Yeah, I might have to redo the chords, guys, only because the chord changes seem to be too like they're leading into the next chord. So instead of doing dramatic, like suspended, what am I saying? Dramatic dominant chords that are tense, I'm just gonna use chord extensions and kind of jump around those. That way they don't clash. All right, so let's just re-record this with the less tense chords in there. I think too, I'm playing too slow. So maybe you do need to play into the convolver. I'm playing too fast is what I meant to say. Let's do this a little bit slower. Let's record. So we dumb down the chords a little bit and we spread them apart. So that might be the best solution here. Let's also hit Control up, see what it sounds like up an octave. It might be overkill though. Yeah, it's too bright. All right, so now I'm going to redo the bass. So basically you have to learn to unlearn certain techniques. So definitely infusing my own R&B-ness into this genre. That's what I like about the genre, is that it's just about the feeling of the sound, not like necessarily the notes. Let's pull back the chords a little bit. See what happens if we drop this whole thing. Actually, here's what I'll do. We're gonna keep the original, and then we're gonna drop it down an octave on the next pattern by clicking here, make unique, double click, hit control down. You guys will get the project files if I didn't already mention that. Let's go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. See what else we can add in here. Now he did vocals on his, so let me see if these are vocal. Like. All right, these are just little like phrases. It's not like a full vocal, like acapella, I should say. So, how are we gonna do this? I don't know if I have my acapella folder anymore. Oh, we do. Okay. Oh, no, slime. Get them. All right. Of course, the time I get rid of the acapellas, we might be able to use Cashmere stuff. Let's see. So we're in volume 5 of Cashmere. Let's look for vocals. We're gonna look for C sharp minor, or just anything minor really. We could transpose it. Let's do hooks with lyrics. Let's try pop hooks. So we have C minor, we have F minor. Let's try this one. All right, I don't know what these sound like, but I saw him use Serum. So again, this is a PietsBeats technique. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. I'm gonna link him below because he put me up on to Sauce. All right, let's switch this to, he was on the granular synth engine, so let's drag this in. And he sliced auto, and then this is the threshold per slices. So if you turn it up, you get different slices. So with granular, the directionality is, does it play forward or backward? The pitch is, does it randomize the tuning per slice? Is it basically a detune? The length is just the granular length of the chop, so it chops it into different pieces, and how big are those chunks? So we can randomize that, and we can also randomize the pan position. Also, this is in C minor. We need this to be in C sharp, so we need to pitch this up 1 semitone. Let's see if this even fits. I'm gonna send it to the reverb just to see. I don't know if he did the reverb actually. Now I'm thinking about it, he did not. I don't think. It'd be nice if the vocals like lost in the music. Oh wait, lost. Darn, it's not the right notes. Lost in the music. So I'm just gonna play random stuff here. So I just play random chops, it's kind of centered around that lost in the... We might be able to flip this even more using Looperator. Let's see what that does on this. I doubt we're gonna need it for this, but let's just try it anyway. Let's need more stuttery stuff. Let's initialize. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, So I'm just trying to elongate the tails of the vocals there. Not that the vocals make or break this. Let's see what happens if we go down an octave. I doubt it's going to sound the same, but just curious. Let's add some multi-band compression. Keep in mind the vocals are already processed, so we're not trying to go OD. Let's try one more thing. Let's do sample and hold. Drag that over the octave. Serum is so overpowered, it's crazy. I need to give it some kind of delay to keep it going. So now it's more random. So now it's jumping between -1 octave and the regular octave, so it's just putting these like extra granular type things. I wonder what, can we modulate this? We can do FM. Let's try this. This may or may not work. This is a complete science experiment. So I'm modulating this by a sawtooth to have the resonance of the sawtooth poke out almost like EQ boosts inside the vocal. But actually I stand corrected because that would, never mind. My little way I explained it is not correct. Forgot if we're doing frequency modulation. Let's add a little distortion. Let's mess with the scan direction. So now we can have it reverse. It's not the same vibe. Let's add a filter, see if that adds a vibe. It may not. Let's add a little resonant. The filter is also saturating. I want the vocal to be like the whole beat. Let's turn it off. Right, so now we need some driving kicks and snares. Alright, so let me see here. Where am I at? Let's see what kind of kicks styles are in this genre. Can't even hear it. Oh, turn them down. Alright, so that's kind of like trap kicks, just shaped differently. So I like this kick. It's a cool kick. It may or may not work for what I'm trying to do though. Like I'm trying to push the kick a little more aggressive. 2, 3, snare, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need it hard. I guess we do have a clap. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna really space out these kicks. I might play the kick by hand because it's gonna be so spread out. So the pattern there is just really spread out kicks. Gotta leave room for it, and then stutters at the very end. Let's hit Shift Q, quantize that to the grid. I learned that from Infinite. Let's see how hard we can push this kick before it. Just run it through a pretty soft clipper. Debating if I want to group the drums. Yeah, let's group the drums. Kind of want to add music over top of this. And from this point, we're just going to add synth sounds. I got my synths plugged up. So again, there's no rules at this point. I'm just adding just different stuff in here. Now in his tutorial, he goes through textures. Personally, I'm not a texture producer. It's just not my vibe, but to each his own. And I'm gonna leave the synth as is. We're not gonna run it through a ton of reverb. And again, you guys will get the project files for free. Now it's just about adding energy. So let's try to find sounds that just vibe with this. So this type of song, you know, welcomes kind of glittery randomness. So just synth layers, guys. It's no like magical thing. I'm just literally just playing whatever preset sounds cool. I feel like the bass could be, I feel like it's too high up. We might have to drop it down an octave. And because the sound is so like not on tempo, let's add gross beat to give it, actually let's just do kickstart. Let's give it a simple like groove to it. That way it stays in groove instead of like sounding random. Alright, so let me see what the Prophet 6 has. right, so that extra layer of Reese was pretty dope. Like, I love the Prophet 6 because you can have basses that layer with other basses and don't clash. Now what I'm going to do is start grouping the melody items versus the drums, because I'm going to try one more technique which may or may not work, so experimental. Now we're going to get the drums grouped, and let's highlight all these. I assume everything here is the drums. Right click, route to this track only. So now we got the drums. Now I wanted to push a little more energy into the drum. Oops, that was the wrong plug in there. Let's do Fruity Soft Clipper, and we're going to need volume going in, so we need kind of volume control. Let's add EQ to push the gain into it. Let's turn the post down, turn the threshold up for hard clipping. It's gonna push, see if we can get some crunch. We got a little crunch. Notice I'm not cranking the drums. And now let's get these melody layers / bass. Anything tonal, we're gonna hit Control, highlight all these, right click the up arrow and route to this track only. So what you can do is arm this for recording. Click on this channel, go to the top left, go to disk recording, render arm track to wave, and it will compile all the melody and audio you guys have. And we can print it as another audio file, and I'll show you guys why. So let's do 32-bit float, 512 point sync, so we have high quality. All right, so once we have this, it should appear as a new, audio. And what we're gonna do is just mute the tonal elements. So the bass, the vocal, anything that was tonal, the synths, and leave the drums. Now what I'm going to do is see if this works. It may or may not work. So we're going to double click on here, go to stretch mode, and mess with the tuning by going to the pitch knob here, pulling it down. Just trying out different tunings. Now I like everything except for the clap going through that saturation. So I'm going to bypass the drums and go straight into the beat mix with the clap. So just route everything to the beat mix here. Let's group the sound here into group channel 18. And now we can just double click and quickly change the key just by going to the sample. A more introspective tuning is going to be more accurate. So like the lower the pitch usually. We can also do cool stuff like double click on here, right click, go to open and free slicer. I learned this from Wonder Girl. Now this might not have enough slices actually, now I'm thinking about it, because it's such a long composition. Yeah, it's not going to work the way I expect it, but I'll show you guys anyway. So you can go to your channel rack, find a pattern that's empty, copy and paste the Fruity Slicer pattern, hit Control L, make sure you send it to the mixer, turn up the volume because it will be quiet, and then it will basically chop into pieces. If you pull up the attack curvature, now it has a dun 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 type rhythm to it. And we can also change the tuning right here. So if you guys want more of like a stuttery intro, I guess we could kind of intro it that way. Let's do that up until that point, because that's all it's mapped out to be anyway. it's a little more rhythmic with the drums. So I like the effect. I don't know if I like it for 32 bars though. So let's do it for like the first 8 bars and then let's chop it out. It's too much movement. So I really can't hear any other instruments over top of this, unless it's like me forcing something. Oh, I forgot we transposed down too. Actually, I might add, so this is just my own R&B needs for this track. On the second half, we're gonna add the R&B piano. Let's record this in. Now here, I'm gonna throw in some of those chords that I normally do. Gotta turn off the MIDI. So this way it has that R&B vibe to it. Let's record this in. It's hard to tell when the next thing is. So I'm gonna slice this to let me visually know when that bar comes in. I think it's right there. Boom. Let's back up. That's what I get for trying to be fancy. Let me just not chop out that part. So this is just me adding my own musicality. Again, this genre can really bend into other genres. That's what I like about it. Let's see what else I can add. So it's almost like Trap Soul 2.0. So shout out to, again, PietsBeats. Definitely gave us the formula. So again, we're just adding these little final sounds in here to fill out the beat. Debating if I want to run that synth through reverb or not. What I might do is send it as a duplicate over to that group with the convolver on it. Let's see what that sounds like. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to hear, so it's not really adding anything to put it through the reverb. Stuff like the bass could be added, could be more in depth. Again, guys, we could sit here all day and add harmony stacks. I think you guys get the gist. I just wanted you to hear this. That little pitch bend. All right, let's play this track from the top one more time. Again, you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. I'll link PietsBeats below so you guys show love and go subscribe and show support. Go buy his kits. All right, you guys will get the project files for free. Go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. If you want to learn how to make beats like the pros, go to busyworksbeats.com/premium. Peace out, guys.